Hey everyone, and welcome to my lockdown fitness routine. Personally, I'm doing this routine for 2 years now, and as it has shown to be very effective, I thought I'm gonna share it with you. No gym required at all. You don't need any weights, although if you already have some, they can be integrated into a couple of exercises. All you need is a pair of shoes, a fitness rubber band, preferably two of the light ones, two of the middle ones. I also have two of the harder ones, but you actually really don't need them, as you can easily combine two of the lighter ones. Or multiple, or even all of them. But please not like that. Always try to do your reps as clean as possible. For rainy days, I also like my cheap bicycle, or for playing games and watching TV while cycling. But this is also not necessary at all, because running I find to be far more effective anyways. Now let's start with the exercises of this part. Those include exercises for our breast, our front shoulder, our triceps, and our abs. For each of those muscles, I suggest to do 4 sets. Those 16 sets I do 3 times a week, for example Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And depending on the energy level on that day, they require 25 to 35 minutes. The number and sets of the exercises I show you in the next video are equal, and I do them on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Of course, you can and should adjust the training to your personal fitness level and time preference, and doing each part 2 times a week is totally fine. In addition, I suggest jogging or cycling 3 to 6 times a week. Personally, I would suggest more, but even if you did part 1, part 2 and jogging only once a week, that's still infinity times better than doing nothing. First exercise, push-ups. With it, we mainly train our wrist muscle, slightly our front shoulder, and also slightly our triceps. If you want to increase the resistance, put your hands in the rubber band, which then goes behind your back. In the normal variant of push-ups, our hands are approximately on the same height as our shoulders. For maximum resistance, slightly touch the ground with your breast, but don't completely lay down. If you don't manage to do any more repetition, but really want to finish your muscle, just go onto your knees and do some more repetitions. And even further by dropping the resistance band. With this variant, we lay focus on the inner and the bottom part of our breast muscle. Our arms are close to the body and the hands are on the height of our breast. There's also a variant called diamond push-ups. That's at least how some people call it here in Germany. That's because you put your hands as close together such that they form a diamond. But I would strongly advise against that, as it puts your wrist in a very uncomfortable position. And with your hands besides your body, the angle seems a lot more healthy. With the shoulder press, we mainly train our front part of our shoulder, but also the upper part and a bit of our triceps. For this variant, we require 2 rubber bands. Step with your heel on each of them. Grab them from below and push them up behind your arms. This variant of shoulder press is mainly just for the sake of variety. For higher resistance, just use 2 or more resistance bands or a stronger one. This time grab it from above. Note that the rubber band is before your body and not behind, so one could probably argue that it focuses more the front part of your shoulder, but honestly I don't feel much of a difference. The 2 exercises before already included our triceps, but now we are gonna finish it off. Take 1 rubber band, step with your heel on it, and push it up like before. Use your free arm to stabilize your working arm. Needless to say, but don't turn around like that to avoid any injuries, as that's just for demonstration purpose. The benefit of this alternative is that you can train both arms at the same time. Again, step with your heel on the rubber band and take both strings of the rubber band on the top with each of your hands like a turned around hammer. As this time you don't have a free arm to stabilize your working arm, watch out to keep it as static as possible and don't move it around. I suggest to start with a light rubber band and slowly increase the strength to not demand too much of your door. At least mine, it didn't complain in 2 years. And now the last exercise for today, crunches and an alternative to train our abs. I guess there's not much to say about crunches. Maybe accept that you shouldn't completely lay down your body. I know it might not look like this, but I always retain a bit of tension in my abs. To increase the resistance, you can make use of the leverage effect by stretching your arms all above your head. If you don't manage to do any more repetition, but you want to squeeze the rest out of your abs, just reduce the leverage effect, for example by putting your arms onto your breast. Or by putting your hands even further towards your knees. Now to the alternative to crunches, which I like to do just right after crunches. And in contrast to the other exercises, I count this procedure, first crunches and then this alternative, just as one set. The more your legs are stretched, the harder the exercise. While crunches focus more on the upper part of your abs, this exercise focuses on the bottom part. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the first part. I hope I can cut and upload the next part in the next couple of days. If you have questions or maybe even some suggestions, I'd be happy if you leave me a comment.